All right, everybody. Good afternoon. Just as a heads up to everybody, I did mute everybody, so to speak, you'll have to come off mute. Welcome to Destination ERA. We appreciate everybody joining us today. Basically, what we are going to do is it's going to be myself and the wonderful Erin Laban.
Good afternoon.
Who will be covering the content today. So essentially, what we're going to go over today, we're going to talk about ERA a little bit, ERA real estate. The tech revolution, we'll just give a brief timeline overview. We'll go into product of Palooza, say that 5 times fast. We'll talk about some powerful partnerships. And last but not least, we'll just cover some of the educational pieces, because there is a great learning management system on the back end of everything that goes over everything that we are going to cover today. So just real quick, the timeline of innovation. Obviously, Electronic Realty Associates was known to embrace tech power with that fax machine. I remember when we used to send faxes. Some of you are probably too young for that, but so ERA was then the first to go international with ERA Japan. In 1994, it was the first national brand to post listings for a national listing distribution. 2016, first franchisor to offer branding choice. And then, last but not least, with our Realogy relationship, we have partnerships with Amazon, Home Advisor, AARP, and many more to come. So when we look at the global footprint of ERA, so ERA is not just domestic, there's lots of opportunity out there around the world. So 45 United States, 33 countries. We have 228 US companies, and there's over 2,200 offices worldwide with over 36,000 sales associates worldwide. So it's a huge network with lots of opportunity. So when we look at the tech boom or the technology timeline, they talk about, essentially a body in motion stays in motion. Well, when it comes to technology, that body in motion continues to accelerate to where it's almost at light speed now. So, we look at the early 90s, Realtor.com, HomeSmart, then some of these other companies jumping in here. And you could see that the technology, the technology competition has increased and increased year over year, and it's exponential. It's not just moving in a straight line. So in 2010, as far as tech investment from venture capitalists, we were looking at $30 million. In 2018, venture capitalist investment, $8 billion. So you can see how important it is having technology and technology partners integrated into your real estate business. And this is where ERA really comes into play, because U plus ERA is obviously a real match. So we help arm our agents with the cutting edge technology out there in the marketplace today. And that's a lot of what we're going to cover today. So first and foremost, what we're looking to do is we want to put you within the center of the homeownership life cycle. So essentially, when new leads come in, obviously a lot is spent on lead generation these days. So, just from the brand standpoint, there's Tech CRA, the property website, Social Boost, BDX, Light It Up. There's all different areas that the leads come in from. So how do you keep those folks? How do you become the center of the homeownership life cycle? How do people come back to you? Believe the last survey with consumers, 90% of consumers said that they would work with the same agent again after you sold them a home. And the percentage of people that actually do is 12%. So there's a huge area of opportunity in there. And that's where we look at our tech and our products to help you close that gap between 90% and 12%. There's a lot of opportunity out there. So we're increasing productivity and profitability with brand technology. And we're going to go into some of that today. And the first and foremost, most important place to be is online. So we don't go online anymore. We don't go look things up anymore. We live online these days. Think about restaurants, your favorite watering hole, the airport. How many people are actually conversing with each other, and how many people are actually just looking at their phone? You'd be amazed. I have 13-year-old twin boys, and the bulk of our conversations are through text, and they're usually in the next room. So we literally live online. And what's amazing too is they don't really have play dates anymore. They put headphones on. They communicate through consoles. So being online is extremely important. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Erin to talk about the leverage site, which is the basis or the launching point for everything ERA has to offer.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mickey. Good afternoon, everyone, and good morning to some of you. So what I'm going to start talking about today is leverage. So leverage, as Mickey said, is our jump-off point for all of our tools and products here at ERA. I like to think of it as the Google of ERA. And what's great about this platform is that it houses everything from your tools and your products all the way down to your listings and promotional materials, everything that's branded for this brand, for ERA. The other great thing is that it's all accessible mobilely. So Mickey mentioned everything is done online. So whether maybe you're at an open house or you're on the road, you don't need to be tied to a computer to access the latest information about our texting program or your latest listing presentation. All of that is in one centralized location, and it's streamlined, so you no longer need to remember 6, 7, 8 different passwords and websites. It's all housed in one centralized location. There's a quick link section, which is extremely helpful. So it helps you access and jump off to your learning portal. It also gives you access to your listings as well as your CRM, upcoming events, as well as all of the tools that we provide. So the video microsites to the virtual tours to our infamous Text ERA program as well. So that's really our B2B platform. I'm going to turn it back to Mickey. Mickey's going to talk a lot more about our B2C platform, which is known as ZAP.
All right, thank you, Erin. Yes, ZAP is our product, which is essentially several products rolled up into one. So you have a customer relationship management tool, or as we like to call it, a CRM. This also provides you a connected website. So every brokerage and every agent has a website on the ZAP platform that is interconnected with that customer CRM. So from there also, every agent is also offered a personally branded consumer mobile search website as well. So you can share with your consumer a mobile app that when the consumer is searching in your marketplace, they will see your information, they will see your picture. When they ask for more information on a property or put in a showing request, that all directly comes to you. The other cool piece of it is essentially on the back end, as they are searching through your website, you're gaining all of the insight into their search habits. And also, it's also tracking their activity, which is giving you what is known as the ZAP score. The ZAP score monitors up to 14 different types of activities the consumer is executing on your website or your mobile app. So for example, you can see here, this particular consumer, it breaks down by percentage. You can tell when they've opened an email, viewed a home detail page. You can see when they've logged into your mobile app. You can see how often they've scheduled a showing. It's all color coded and it scores their level of activity. And what this is going to help you do is this is going to allow you to go into that database. You're going to be able to look at all of your contacts on your ZAP platform, and you can search them by level of activity. So not only do you know what your consumers are doing, but you also now understand who you should be spending the most amount of time with, who's most likely to transact sooner rather than later. But the other nice piece about the Zap platform is there is drip campaign functionality called follow-up plans built into this system as well. So you can set up automated plans. You can set up your dashboard to remind you whether you need to make a phone call or send someone a personal email, or maybe give them a call and wish them a happy birthday or a happy anniversary. You can build all of that scheduling into the Zap platform. And once again, all of the lead sources that we provide filter that consumer information directly into this platform. And the Zap platform is completely IDX enabled, so they can search anytime, anywhere, all of the properties within your marketplace because it is a live feed from your MLS. So this is just an example. So all of these sites, when leads are generated, this all filters into the lead distribution channels into Zap, and then essentially it provides that predictive lead scoring notification, so you know exactly when your consumer wants information on a particular property. And what's also nice about the system as well is you can reverse engineer those searches as well, where you can sign into your Zap platform and you can actually set up searches for your consumers contained within that database. And the key part to this over an MLS search, which all of you can set up searches for your consumers via the MLS, when you set those searches up through Zap, if they see a property they really like and they click on it, they're always routed back to your website.
Hey, Mickey, so I have a question for you. So would you say the Zap score and the follow-up campaigns allow the agents within the ERA network to manage a bigger book of business and more clients?
Absolutely. You can see who is active. And yeah, I've seen great stories with the Zap platform. Number one, where all of a sudden somebody's Zap score will rise, somebody that you didn't know was looking. And I've also seen situations where agents have gone in and bulk uploaded their database, and the platform is set up where it will send out alerts to those clients that you've just uploaded. Hey, go check out my website. Seen people do that with friends and family members. And, unfortunately, people, they know you're in the business, but they don't come to you right away. But I've seen many cases where I've been approached by agents say, yeah, I didn't even know my buddy, 2 towns over was looking. And suddenly, their Zap score popped because they were on my site looking, and it turns out they were looking for a home. So a lot of success stories from that standpoint.
Awesome. Okay. So I'm going to talk a little bit about, you have the clients. What happens after you have the client? How do we help you market the property? Our automated property tours are placed on every single listing that's out there. So it's our number 3 refer and traffic to ERA.com, and we automate these for you. And I think that's extremely important. We know that you're very busy out in the marketplace working directly with your clients. So when we receive your listing, we go ahead and we automatically produce a virtual tour for the listing, and we push this straight to your brokerage Facebook page. So the listing will appear as a just listed notification, and 48 hours before an open house, we will actually send out a Facebook notification as well. We know that videos are extremely important in today's social media world. Buyers are interested in seeing videos of the property they want to look at. It helps retain people on your website, and videos also help retain people on your social media pages. Why is retention on your social media page good? It means that you're getting more eyeballs on your listing. When you usually get more eyeballs, that means you have more interested buyers that will be coming your way, which in turn makes your sellers very happy. So we are certainly doing a lot here to try to drive additional interest and awareness behind your listing. And that's really the focus of these property tours, is automatically creating a video, which we know that the seller or the user is, the buyer is interested in watching, and then pushing these out automatically to the social world. So they're pushed out on YouTube as well as Facebook and Instagram.
All right.
And the reason we focused on those strategies, specifically Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, is that's because really where the fish are. And it kind of goes back to that saying, you want to fish where the fish are swimming. Well, the fish are swimming on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. It's not to say that Twitter or Reddit or LinkedIn is not important. Those certainly may be a part of your strategy, but from a corporate aspect, we focus the bulk of the lion's share within the large 3 platforms.
All right. So next, we're going to get into our Text ERE program, which is the second largest lead generation product for us. 97% of text messages are open and read. And through this program, the measurement that we've had is 60% convert to showings. So what's nice about this is, essentially 68% of users use their mobile devices during the buying process, and 75% of buyers will drive the neighborhood in which they're searching. So, and then of course the important demographic, especially the growing home buyer demographic, 83% of millennials open up text messages within 90 seconds of receiving them. Hopefully it's not those folks driving through the neighborhoods at the same time, but safety first here at ERA. So, the bottom line is we are helping our agents win the driveway, by providing information to, the consumer right away. So, you can see some examples here, the sign rider, these are specific company, basically text pieces, so texting Wilder to that number, and we're going to show you an example here in a minute. But what this does is this instantaneously provides that consumer information back on the property once they text that code to the specific number provided on the yard sign. And it takes away the uncomfortableness of making a phone call to somebody afraid that they're going to get a sales pitch right away. They really just want information on that listing that they are out in front of. So just for an example, and if you want to test it out, if you text 302-669 to the phone number, and the number will be 35620, this is going to give you an example of exactly what the consumer is going to see on the other end of the text program. Just buying a couple seconds here for you to all test it out. Okay, pretty cool stuff. And yep, I see that some of you are doing it. Frank's phone is buzzing. Nice. So good job. That's just a great example of the program, and everything, like I said earlier, everything lives on text these days. So
Mickey, can I ask a question? So sure. You mentioned that Frank is getting text messages. So you're saying that this program instantly sends the lead notification to the agent?
It absolutely does. It absolutely does. And not making it up, Frank just got all those texts right away. So the lead generation was right there. All right, next program we want to talk about, especially with the consumer life cycle, the ERA Moves program. So it's a 90-day move program. Once a client is entered into our system and there is a closing date set, the ERA Moves program begins. So throughout the process, they'll get 10 to 15 strategically timed email communications from, vendors and services that are actually going to help them throughout the move process. So you can see a few examples of the companies here. So whether it's Budget Rental Trucks, Home Depot, also Mr. Mover, Porch, Dish Network, to get that TV service hooked up. It's all included in this program, plus local brokerages have been able to add local services to this as well. So the other cool part about this is, and it's 30 days out or 90 days out?
It could range. It depends on the closing date.
So depending on the closing date, on average, a consumer, when hooking up utility services, will spend up to 5 hours on the phone. That would be like me telling you, you know what, this call is going to end about 8:30 Eastern time, which, obviously you don't want. So essentially, this call from the ERA Moves concierge service, they can set up all of those services, whether it's garbage, water, sewer, phone service, cable, internet. They can get this all set up for your client, essentially within a 25-minute to half an hour phone call. So it frees up the time for your consumer. It's a memorable experience for your consumer. So,
and I think what's awesome about this program on behalf of the agent, so this is an automated program that goes out with no effort on your side, and we look to keep the agent at the center of the entire process. So you can see from the emails on the screen, there is your headshot as well as the brokerage logo that will be included on all of the emails. And then when the ERA Moves team reaches out to connect their utilities, they actually call on your behalf. So it's still being branded to you. So we're keeping you really in front of the entire home ownership life cycle. This is really helping us bridge that gap in between home ownership and the sales process. And then the next part of the program is also really fun. It talks about the follow-up program after the fact. So there will be 4 communications that continue on through the ERA Moves program after the move has concluded.
Yeah. So, and the really cool part about this is, for example, moving day, I believe it's 92% of consumers, the day they move into a home, they'll do some shopping, but the typical meal is ordering out a pizza that very first night. We were unable to arrange liquor store, deliveries for this program. It's against the law in some states, but the consumer the day before the move they'll receive a 25% off Papa John's coupon so that they can save a little money on that pizza for their first night. So very, very big value add program that you're right in the center of. With your name, contact information, and it's something memorable. It's something the consumer will not forget. So, and as Erin mentioned before, there's also a follow-up program as well. The follow-up program is free if enrolled within 30 days after closing. 90%, there's that stat again, 90% of buyers would work with their agent again, 12% actually do. So once again, we're trying to close that gap. So the 4-year program is absolutely free if enrolled within 30 days. And then there's a 7-year program that can be added on if you want to extend past the 4 years, where we'll stay in email communication contact with your clients for 7 years. And I believe the cost is $12 if you're enrolled within 30 days of the closing. So very powerful stuff. And I can tell you, just going back to the ERA Moves program, so part of the value add with that is, when smoke detector batteries are, due to be replaced, that the consumer will get a Duracell coupon, or, furnace filters need to be replaced. So it's all items of value. It's not chocolate chip cookie recipes and things like that. It's actually items that can save your customer money to help keep them in touch. And the unsubscribe rate, Erin, if I'm correct, less than 1%, right?
That is correct, yes. So really the consumers love these emails. These emails, 4 of them will continue on for life until your client unsubscribes from them. So really what that is doing, that's focused on keeping you top of mind, really to help you drive more referrals and more repeat business. Because we know that the clients love you, as the stat on the screen shared, but only 12% actually use you again. And that's usually because the clients forget in 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 years, depending on your market, that you're still in the business. So if we can help keep you top of mind in an automated way, to take that burden off your plate so you could focus on selling real estate, that's what we're here to do for you, and in turn, drive more business.
Right.
So what we do as well, so there's a number of different tools which Mickey and I talked about. When you get the listing, we will send you a listing notification. This listing notification will let you know all of the different tools which ERA has to offer, which can help you promote your listing. It's just a great reminder of all the things that are available to you, from the video microsite to the YouTube video to automated flyers and postcards we create, and also the text ERA short code. A lot of our agents like to also take this email and pass this over to their seller and just say, hey, just so you know, these are all the different things that I'm doing to help promote your listing. Feel free to go ahead and test these out or share any of these with your social network as well. And then we also have a number of other programs as well to help drive more leads to you. So we have our Distinctive Properties program. That is our luxury program. We look at luxury as the top 10% of your market, or something that's really distinctive in your local marketplace. And that really is for brokerages and for agents that kind of have that unique book of business, or maybe that live in a Bay Area or some sort of property that requires a specialty buyer. Then we also have BDX. BDX is for new home construction. We know that over 50% of buyers are interested in purchasing a new home construction property. So how can we help you connect your buyers with the communities that are out there? That is the purpose of this program. We are able to give you the contact information of the different communities. We're also able to help share the different incentives that these communities are offering. So maybe there is a perk if you sell 3 homes in the community, that you as the agent are going to be sent on a cruise through from the community. Or maybe they're going to throw in an extra washer and dryer because it's the last unit within the community that needs to sell. How do you easily find this information out right now? I bet you it's probably a little bit hard to do, and we've been able to centralize all of this information across the country. It also gives us a website and gives you a branded website with your information. So if you have a client that's interested in new home construction, or maybe they're just not sure and they're considering new home construction, you can go ahead and send them this website. Because we know as an industry, not all new home construction is found in the MLS. BDX really is the MLS for new home construction. So it has all of the units that are being planned, that are maybe not under construction yet, and all of the units that have been completed that are currently on the market. And last but not least, we have our ERA Seller Security Plan paired with RealSure. So this is our version of kind of iBuying. With these 2 programs, our agents can offer 3 different ways to sell a property. Really helps our agents stand out in the local marketplace, especially to get that listing, to say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Seller, I can tell you and offer you 3 different ways to sell your property. Let's sit down and review the 3 choices. So we can have a traditional real estate sale where we take our chance on the open market. We can use the ERA Seller Security Plan, and in that program, we put your home on the market for 6 months, and if your home isn't sold within 6 months, ERA will purchase the home at 90% of the home value. And the last program is RealSure. RealSure is kind of similar to an iBuy program, just positioned a little bit differently, but here we'll actually purchase the home within 45 days if you're under a tight deadline to get out. So we've learned as a brand, when all 3 of these are packaged together, it really sets our agents up for success and helps them win that listing presentation. We've also done a number of other, or worked with a number of other partnerships in the industry to really make sure that we're positioning our agents out there in front of the consumer. So we have a partnership with Home Partners of America. We also have a partnership with Home Advisor. Home Advisor is very similar to Angie's List. They're actually owned as the same company. But what we do, this website is positioned on your ERA.com website to kind of position you as that go-to expert for all things home ownership. and really help you drive business and awareness after the transaction. Before the transaction, we have a relationship with Amazon. Amazon partners with us to run our turnkey program, and there we provide thousands of dollars back in Amazon products, which could be anything from an installation of Ring doorbells, or maybe it's even purchasing Amazon furniture, and an Amazon rep will come out and actually install the devices or help put together the furniture.
All right. And last but not least, we ran through a lot of programs today. So ERA does have a learning platform, and so there's learning classes, there's certification classes. We cover everything to make sure that you are on the up and up, you know, as far as what the technology offerings are, how to use them, and also industry training as well. So from an agent standpoint, the agent pathway, we have programs to help you accelerate your business, whether you need some motivation, accountability groups, which is the Achieve program. There's also building your business, so sphere of influence, listing training, buyer training, and then running your business, you know, anywhere from business planning, so creating, you know, 1 year, 3 year, 5 year financial goals, coaching, running teams, also, you know, mentoring, learning to become a mentor yourself as an agent. We have classes that we provide on all of those topics. So just coming back, you know, once again, we are trying to put you at the center of the home ownership life cycle, you know, whether lead nurturing, lead conversion, transaction management, you know, value-added follow-up programs to keep you top of mind with the consumer, referral and repeat business, so that you're not having to go out there and constantly spend all of your resources on new lead generation. We want you to be able to refer back to your sphere of influence for future business. So it's not just a career, it's a calling, and it's a connection. Once again, ERA and you, a perfect match. We do appreciate everybody attending today. Just want to thank you for your time and effort. Should you have any questions, you know, we just took a very high-level approach to today and covered some highlight programs. If you have any questions or want to know some more information about anything we covered today, please refer back to the broker owner that invited you to today's session. They'll be happy to answer your questions or get in touch with us. But once again, thank you so much for your time. Erin, thank you for your portion today. And everybody have a wonderful afternoon. We appreciate your time.
Thank you, everyone.